This video is for the Crypto Live. What's an NFT token? Non-fungible token, NFT token, uniquely representing the world. We must first understand exactly what a non-fungible token or NFT is. In this case, we can explain NFTs as follows. Definition: a non-fungible token is a cryptographic token that has the ability to be a unique and unrepeatable token. One that cannot be divided, but that can be used to represent objects in the real or digital world along with its own characteristics, as well as its ownership, while maintaining all of this within a representation on a blockchain through a smart contract. This fairly simple concept gives us a clear idea that the NFTs, unlike the tokens that we already know, also called fungible tokens, serve to represent unique objects that are not divisible from their properties, without meaning the destruction of that object, whether real or digital. A good example of an NFT token would be a collectible. A digital card of a famous sports figure, with a limited existence, and with unique digital markings, is a perfect example of a digital NFT token. However, the same happens if, for example, the card were real, and we bring its properties to the digital world using a blockchain. In this case, the physical card has a digital representation, but said representation would only serve to control the possession of the physical card, allowing us at all times to track its authenticity, who has had the card on previous occasions, and verify that it is indeed the card we want. But you will ask yourself at this point, what is it that allows NFTs to function as they do within a blockchain? Smart contracts, the key behind NFT tokens. The operation of the NFTs or non-fungible tokens depends on smart contracts or smart contracts. The job of these programs within the blockchain is to allow users to create this type of special tokens to represent with them what they want. Virtually anything can be represented digitally, and blockchain is perfect for it. Remember that a smart contract is a small programming within the blockchain, which allows us to tell the network to store the information that we indicate in a transaction. In this way we can access or interact with the information when we need it. All this without forgetting its main properties, that is, in an immutable and transparent way. In this case, the programmer of a smart contract for an NFT token can create a program with the desired capabilities, having enormous creative freedom. Thus, practically anything can also be stored within an NFT token, if we have the smart contracts designed for this purpose. For example, an insurance company can create a blockchain insurance platform, which stores in an NFT the identity and the necessary permissions to access a policy for its clients. Advantage: some of the user's information could be readily available anywhere in the world, it could be easily verified, and the policy usage tracking is done transparently. Another good example can be the digital identity, which could also be represented with an NFT. Each person has a unique identity, and a digital identification protected by a cryptographic NFT would allow us to have unique, unrepeatable, and secure digital identities. Origin and development of NFTs. The above questions quickly take us on a historical journey and thus answer the question, when was the first NFT developed? Contrary to what many think, the world of NFTs did not start in Ethereum, but in Bitcoin. In 2012 and 2013, Bitcoin began to develop the well-known colored coins. These were a type of tokens that allowed developers to use the Bitcoin network and coins to represent other assets, tokens, or unique objects with them. The idea behind the colored coins was started by Yoni Asha, known to be the founder of eToro, and who submitted a paper explaining his idea. As a result of this work, a series of projects were born such as BISC, OmniLayer, where the first version of Tether USDT is executed, RSK, or Counterparty. This then brings us to the first NFT in history, Rare Pepe, which is still running and accumulating more and more value within the Bitcoin and Counterparty network. However, Bitcoin script, the Bitcoin programming language, is not designed for such tasks, making it extremely complex to design highly interactive NFT platforms. That is why Ethereum has exploited its ability to perform more advanced smart contracts, being able to design much more complex NFTs. The latter is what has made Ethereum the main NFT platform in the entire crypto world, a trend that will surely continue to be driven by its powerful tools, and the ERC 721 and ERC 1155 standards, which allow the creation of NFT tokens in a very simple and following a shared standard highly integrable with other services. However, Bitcoin and Ethereum are not the only platforms with the ability to create NFTs. Other blockchains such as Tron, EOS, Tezos, Solana, among others, also have the ability to work with NFT, all thanks to its advanced smart contract properties. How does an NFT token work? Let's show an example for testnet, but remember that on the main Ethereum network it is exactly the same, only with real ethers. If we want to create an NFT token, all we have to do is copy the code of the ERC 721 smart contracts, modify the data we want, for example, give it a name, and take it to a test blockchain to execute said contract from it. By making a transfer of ethers, test, to the contract address, we can create an NFT token that is stored in our testnet address for Ethereum, and with it we have created a test NFT. Being tests, these lack value. In fact, in all this we have not spent a penny. Remember, the testnet networks only use tokens that are not worth anything. Just as we have created the NFT token, we can transfer it, by transferring our ownership of the token to another person through a transaction. Thus, we can modify its properties in case the platform allows this capacity. But in reality you are only creating a new token with new properties and burning the previous one, or even destroy or burn the token completely, if you wish. In any case, these operations are possible because the smart contracts and the platform's programming allow it. Nothing that has not been previously programmed can be carried out. Now, the Ethereum developers created ERC 721 and ERC 1155, while the rest of the NFT-capable blockchain has replicated and adjusted those capabilities to their respective projects. So, for example, a Tron developer is able to take an ERC 721 project for Ethereum and adjust it to match the TRC 721 standard, Tron's NFT standard, and run it on that blockchain. Outcome? A copy of the smart contract in Tron, with the same capabilities, but with completely different NFTs, and that for a very good reason. The copy of a smart contract does not mean that the NFTs associated with them are copied. Each of them is unique and unrepeatable. How to create an NFT token? Let's show an example for testnet, but remember that on the main Ethereum network it is exactly the same, only with real ethers. If we want to create an NFT token, all we have to do is copy the code of the ERC 721 smart contracts, modify the data we want, for example, give it a name, and take it to a test blockchain to execute said contract from it. By making a transfer of ethers, test, to the contract address, we can create an NFT token that is stored in our testnet address for Ethereum, and with it we have created a test NFT. Being tests, these lack value. In fact, in all this we have not spent a penny. Remember, the testnet networks only use tokens that are not worth anything. Just as we have created the NFT token, we can transfer it, by transferring our ownership of the token to another person through a transaction. Thus, we can modify its properties in case the platform allows this capacity. But in reality you are only creating a new token with new properties and burning the previous one, or even destroy or burn the token completely, if you wish. In any case, these operations are possible because the smart contracts and the platform's programming allow it. Nothing that has not been previously programmed can be carried out. Now, the Ethereum developers created ERC-721 and ERC-1155, while the rest of the NFT-capable blockchain has replicated and adjusted those capabilities to their respective projects. So, for example, a Tron developer is able to take an ERC-721 project for Ethereum and adjust it to match the TRC-721 standard, Tron's NFT standard, and run it on that blockchain. Outcome? A copy of the smart contract in Tron, with the same capabilities, but with completely different NFTs, and that for a very good reason. The copy of a smart contract does not mean that the NFTs associated with them are copied. Each of them is unique and unrepeatable. Pros and cons of NFTs. Now, NFTs have their pros and cons like any technology, and in this section the following can be highlighted. Pros. They allow to represent in a unique and unrepeatable way digital and real objects within the blockchain. So we can use this technology to manage these objects safely at all times. Do you want to tokenize your house or your car using an NFT? You can do it. At this point your imagination is the limit. The development possibilities of NFTs are practically endless. Anything that you can represent digitally can become an NFT. For example, domain names, those used to identify web pages, can be represented as an NFT within a DNS on the blockchain. In fact, this is exactly what happens with the Namecoin project and the Ethereum name service. The creation of NFT can be adapted to any blockchain, and it can be implemented in such a way that it is very secure. An example is Bitcoin, which with its limited programming capacity is capable of representing NFTs, but keeping the security risks for such assets to a minimum, it manages to represent NFTs. The existence of standards makes their creation, implementation, and development easier. Possibilities for cross-chain interoperability with projects such as Polkadot or Cosmos. Cons. While there are standards for developing NFT, they are not infallible, nor complete in terms of functionality. This is the main reason why, for example, the ERC-721 token of Ethereum, the most used for NFT in Ethereum, seeks to be replaced by the ERC-1155 token, which is much more secure and has new functions. NFTs are managed by complex smart contracts, which makes their operations complex and heavy in terms of information. These two things that raise the value of the commissions that must be paid to carry out transactions. Simply put, running NFT can be expensive, especially if the network is congested and commissions skyrocket. Like DeFi, NFT platforms are more susceptible to hacking, since everything is handled by smart contracts and additional interfaces to control them. This entire layer of programming adds attack vectors that can be exploited by hackers for malicious gain. Uses of NFTs. The possible uses of NFTs are practically endless. Today, many NFTs are used to create games or digital collectibles. This due to their rarity and uniqueness, they have a very high value for their owners. In fact, the field of NFTs within the gaming world has started to attract a lot of attention in this industry. For example, an RPG, role-play game may use NFT tokens to represent the objects within the game. At that point, some of these items can be very, very rare in the game, which would make them very valuable to players. Usually these games include a market to exchange these objects. So, if you can unite an object with great value, a market, and create a supply/demand dynamic, you can create an economy within the game. This can generate large profits for the gaming company, even if the game is free to play, F2P. For example, games like Minecraft, EVE Online, Dota 2 or World of Warcraft have quite expensive items to their credit, speaking in terms of real money. So this is a way to further monetize these games. If an element of NFT and interoperability is added, the possibilities at this point are practically endless. Another use that we already highlighted is collectibles. Things like stickers of your favorite team, players, curious collectibles, paintings, and others, can also be represented by an NFT. In this way, they can be exchanged or sold in markets for this type of transaction. Digital identity, which is another use that we talked about at the beginning, is also possible to be represented in an NFT. Exchange platforms for non-fungible tokens. Today, NFTs have become one of the fastest growing markets, behind DeFi. The reason? Many applications and users have begun to exploit its possibilities. This has created ample dynamism and liquidity in these markets, leading to an explosion of development and trade with NFTs. We can clearly see this on exchange platforms or exchanges for NFT, such as OpenSea and Rarible. The explosion of collectibles and all kinds of NFTs available on both platforms is soaring, and this is only the beginning. In fact, the capitalization of the NFT markets has reached over $2 billion, February 2021, and the projects that occupy the first three places are Flow, Ingenious, and Decentraland. The first project, Flow, uses its own blockchain for its operation. Meanwhile, the last two projects make life in Ethereum, like most projects of this type. All this thanks to the role that exchanges such as those already mentioned have had so that people can buy and sell rare NFTs from anywhere in the world. Which undoubtedly gives us a clear idea of the enormous potential of this technology in the not-too-distant future. NFT token project directories. However, if you are interested in knowing what NFT projects exist, and how you can get to them, there are some interesting directories for this. First of all, the CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko websites have a list of very interesting NFT projects that you can check out. In addition to this, you can go to Non-Fungible and DeFi Prime to review their respective lists of NFT projects.